Okay, so you should have your ovals for your trees glued down. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some of those printing ideas that we did a couple weeks ago where we were printing lines that we turned into shapes. So I'm getting some paint ready. I also have a piece of cardboard and then something else you could use that you can always use in place of a paintbrush or some of these Q-tips. So I am going to cut the cardboard to get a smaller piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be printing lines with this to use for my tree trunks. So I'm going to cut off this part here to give me a line that could become the trunk of my trees when I print with it. So what we saw how to do before is you'll want to wet your brush. So I'm going to get this rinsed out and get it ready. Don't want to have too much water on there, so I'm pinching out the extra. Then I'm going to choose a color, and I'm going to go pretty dark since these are light, so I want to make sure this is going to show up really well. So I'm getting plenty of paint on my brush. Y'all can't see it because it's black and the bristles are black, but when I paint this on here, you'll see how it's going to change colors. Now I'm just now starting to use the cardboard here, so probably what I need to do is load it with a lot of paint at first. It's going to want to soak some of it up, but I want it to transfer over to the paper. So if I take this now and I press it down, that'll transfer the paint that's on there into a line that goes onto my tree to make part of the trunk. Now what I can also do though is I want to have the effect of branches. So I'm going to print this line so it goes up further into the leaf shape. And then what I can do, let's say I want a shorter one, so I paint the shorter side of the cardboard, and then I'm going to print that, and I'm going to go this way to create a line for a branch. Then I'm going to go this way. Now each time I do this, I want to add more paint. If I try it without adding more, it'll probably print again, but it's getting just a little bit lighter, so I want to make sure I can probably print maybe 2 times before having to add more paint to this. Then I want to move on to my next tree. If I want the trunk to be a little thicker, what I could do is print another line right beside it and sort of tap as I go over to make it a little thicker. Then I want to add the effect of the branches here. I think it's time for more paint. I can see that getting really light. And you'll notice these trees are different colors, so I really didn't feel like they had to look the same. So I just changed the shape of their branches there. So I'm going to keep doing this with the rest of my trees. Now what's going to get a little confusing with some of these, like this one I won't do the trunk because I can't see it. The other 3 I can't see the trunks on those either because of the ones that are overlapping them. So what I'm going to focus on here is more of the shape of the branches that I would put on there going up through the shape of the leaves. So I will print those, but I won't necessarily have to do the trunks because I can't see them. Since I can't see them, I'm not going to actually print them. So I'm going to try turning my printing cardboard tool a couple of different ways to get this to give me different effects. And the Q-tips here, what I can do is wet that. So I dipped it in a little water, run it around on my paint. If I want to, I could actually paint onto the Q-tip with a brush, but then I'm going to take this and I'm going to be printing more things onto my trees. Oop, didn't quite look like a circle, so I'm going to go back and fix that. So I'm going to keep working on mine, and you guys are going to keep working on yours. I look forward to seeing what these look like when they're finished. So I'm going to print the rest of my trees. If I want to do some texture on the ground, it might look pretty cool to print some texture on the ground too.